Turn on some.
So,
Hello.
Hey,
how are you guys?
hold on. Why do I not have? Oh, that's why. There you go. Can you hear me now? We're good.
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
You got your.
Okay. I don't want one. Oh, here we go.
There you
Start
go.
video. Yay!
Yay, we did
Technology sometimes confuses me.
it.
Honestly, me too.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Good. It's so exciting to have you. We've obviously been playing your stuff since you came out and decided to talk to you, especially about the new album and the tour coming here. And by the time I think you come here, we'll have some spring weather, so it won't be negative 30 degrees,
Yeah.
unless that's what you enjoy.
Well, Canada, you're used to that, right?
I can say it's definitely not what I enjoy, but it is what I'm used to. So I will be feeling at home, unfortunately. Yeah, definitely used to the cold.
What is the how did you get dual citizenship? I find that so interesting to be able to do Canada and Italy. Like, is it strange that you're, native to two countries?
Everybody else does that, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I definitely love it. I think it's wonderful because I love Italy and I love going there and I love getting through the lines when I'm there. As I'm like I'm a local, like I'm, close to so it feels nice to be able to do that. Yeah, it's cool. I feel so proud of my Italian heritage, honestly, and it's like such a huge part of my life. So yeah, thankfully my mom started that process when I was like a baby, so it was an easy process and I go there every year and yeah, I mean, I would love to like eventually part-time live there. Like I genuinely love it so much. So if it's cool.
Have you recorded songs in Italian or done think about doing an album in Italian or
Ooh, I mean, it is a lot harder to write in Italian for me than it is in English. But I do enjoy it, and I have collaborated with a couple Italian artists, which is really cool. Like some of my favorite Italian artists, like people that I've listened to growing up and stuff, which was really cool. So I've dipped my toe a little bit, but it would be a nice challenge to, excuse me, a nice challenge to write in Italian too one day, like fully.
Do you speak only Italian at home with your mom when
We
you're with
speak a
her?
bit of both. We speak both. It's mainly Italian. It's actually the specific dialect of the region that my parents are from. It's called Calabrese. It's like a whole other language. So we actually speak that at home and then Italian. But also it's like a mix. Like it's like a not Spanglish. What's the Italian version of Spanglish? Like a Italian.
Tanglish?
It's English.
Tanglish.
We speak that.
That's funny. Did you grow up then, obviously, just having a big family and being around family all the time, or were you kind of off in your own world doing the music thing?
Um, I mean, it's like a bit of both. I feel like I was always around family, but I always found pockets of time in my big family gatherings to always kind of drift off into my room and like go away because I was a very shy kid. I was always like, I don't know, I was always like living in my own little world. So it's a bit of both, like in my own world while with a bunch of people all the time. I have a very big family on both sides. So
You've been doing this for a while now, even though you're a young woman. What about the music industry has surprised you that you weren't expecting?
oh my gosh. Honestly, I want to say everything because I did not know what to expect when I first jumped into this. I mean, I started kind of doing it at like 16 and then officially at 18, but before then, I was just like a kid from like a blue collar family who just went to school and home and that's it. I didn't really know much of anything like to do with the industry. So all of it was sort of a surprise, but I guess like you don't really realize how like many moments of it are like actually not glamorous at all. I feel like people think like, through talking to friends and family now, they'll be like, "Oh my God, like tour must be like so glamorous and like you must be going to all these like Hollywood parties and stuff." And I'm like, it's not what tour is like. Like you are on a bus with a bunch of like you're all sweaty and you're like sharing the same shower and you have like 3 minutes to shower and everybody's snoring and you're just like in these weird cities and doing all these like things that like I don't know how to explain it. It just feels very like not glamorous. It's very like tiring, but also very
Like
fun.
camping with your brothers.
Yeah, no, literally, like it's very much as like camping. But the payoff is like so cool because then you get to play these like incredible shows every night. So you're going from like being on a high to just like hustling on a bus with a bunch of people. But I think there's like it's like endearing. I do actually quite enjoy it a lot, but it's definitely not glamorous, but it's very fun.
The new album that just came out, Love and Hyperbole, it's strange to see that you're releasing an album. And let me say that why. Because so many artists are releasing singles these days. And you growing up, same as me and Stacy growing up, we'd buy the CD and we would look through the lyrics and look at the album art and all that stuff. So it's really cool you're releasing a full album. Is it weird because you got the tail end of the whole album thing when you're coming out into releasing singles? Do you prefer an album where it is storytelling, or do you prefer releasing the singles where it's just hit after hit after hit for you?
I prefer albums. I'm an album girl. I think, partly because like you said, I grew up with listening to albums and like holding the CD booklet in my hand and like looking through all the photos. And that was something that I loved so much about growing up and being a music fan. And so I just want to do that with my music for whoever is listening, and I do think there are still people who hold on to that and enjoy albums, which is nice. And I feel like it's kind of like a pendulum. I feel like it's kind of going back towards albums, which is nice. Like singles are still very prominent, but I do feel like there's been a resurgence of people who've like enjoyed bodies of work, which is very cool. So yeah, I definitely am an albums girl.
Is Love and Hyperbole, is that a storytelling album, would you say? Are songs connected maybe secretly for you, or is someone going to be real relate and start at track one and go through the rest of the tracks?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think each song is connected. I like reference a lot of, other songs in different songs and different lyrics. If you like kind of listen to each song, you can maybe catch a few of the references I make back to other songs. But in terms of like the order, I tried to make it as chronological as possible so that if you were listening from top to bottom, you could gather some sort of like story.
I think you should bring back the hidden track. Remember the hidden track? It'd be like
Oh, I love
track eight,
that.
and then you'd have to fast forward 30 seconds of silence, and then those
To
were
get
so
to it.
cool.
Loved that. Oh my God, I love that stuff. I know. I'm sure we could find a way to do that or bring it back. I know CDs aren't much of a thing anymore as much, but we can find a way somehow.
I was going to ask you, are you a dancer too?
I am not.
You're not. Well, I could
Anyone
have
wants to do
sworn.
that.
You're so graceful because I was looking at, the I was on your website and there's the slow motion, you doing the leaning back and kind of doing a move with yourself. And I'm going, she must be a dancer because you're just lovely when you move.
Oh my good. That is, I think, the first time anyone has ever said that to me. I'm going to take that with me.
You have it.
Thank
I
you. I
just
appreciate that.
I just thought it was so cool looking too. And I don't know, the way you move just seems very graceful. And I just thought, well, maybe that's one of her other passions. If it's not dance, what is some of your other passions?
Well, I mean, I guess I got to take up dancing now that you said that.
You better.
Big head now. God, I'm going to get too cocky with it. But I mean, I love so many things. There's so much I love. I started as like like a theater and drama kid, like in high school and stuff. So, and I was in like theater even in like elementary school. So that like acting and that whole thing has been like a passion of mine as well that I've like kind of kept sort of hidden, but it would be really cool one day to maybe explore that a little bit. And I love like behind the scenes stuff. I love like the idea of directing and editing videos. I edit like all the videos that are up on my social media other than like my trailer that my brother actually directed and edited. It's like
Oh, cool.
I piece together myself as well. So I'm super passionate about like the behind the scenes creation of videos and movies and stuff like that. So yeah, that would be to explore
What are
more.
you binging right now? What's your show that you're just like, I wish I was a part of this, or I love this show? It could be trashy too. We love trash, so.
Oh my God, I love trash too. I mean, I have like two sides. Like I love like the super introspective stuff. Like I started watching Severance, which I feel like is like
Oh
really.
my God.
He watches it too.
So good. Where are you at? I have to talk to you about
I'm
this real
still
quick.
on season one. I'm only a couple episodes in, so I'm
Okay.
still pretty early in, but I love it so far. I just finished like watching like I went back in time. I started watching The Sopranos, finished that, like all the like the classic TV shows I've watched. But then I also love like trash TV. Like I love Love Is Blind and like
Are you watching the new one?
Yes, I just started that one too. I just started the new one.
So it's
Yeah.
here in Minneapolis, and
We've been interviewing the cast.
we've been interviewing the cast. You got to check out our podcast. We interviewed Ben, who's on later episodes, and then Dave, who I still am not sure of. Dave said some things to some women, and I'm just like, bro, Not,
I
but we interviewed him yesterday. You got to watch it because there's some great behind the scenes stuff on there.
Hmm.
love it. And I heard that, well, I saw there was like a scandal happening that of like, or kind of a scandal, like
Yeah.
someone, this Dave, one of the guys saw the girl before he met her.
On Instagram.
Daniel. Yeah.
Yes, that is a
Yeah,
little
so
bit of
that was a
scandal.
little bit of shady business too. I'm very excited to get into that. Also, White Lotus. I started the new season of White Lotus. I don't know if you
I've
guys
heard of
know.
that one. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll send you the links to our podcast
Yeah,
because there's
please.
some dirt in there
Hmm.
and the behind the scenes stuff of how long they're in the pods. It's super cool.
It's interesting.
God, we could
Very.
talk 20 minutes about this.
I know.
I see it. I'd love, yeah, I could talk forever about that
Your
show.
single fire, we're super interested in how do you pick a single for whether radio play or to push on streaming? Um, and is it difficult because you may love another track and you're like, well, this may do well.
Yeah, your people might say, well, this one is the single, honey.
Yeah.
This one is the one.
Works, right? Yes. I mean, thankfully, I will say this time around, a lot of my favorites have aligned with the, what the team has thought and like what the singles have become. Like I'm very glad that that's aligned because usually my favorites are like the random deep cuts that no one's heard like on every album. So it's really nice to like have a lot of my favorites being like showcased, I guess. But in terms of like how we pick it, I try to go with ones that I really love because I'm gonna have to talk about these songs and I want to make sure that it's like a song that I can like really stand behind, which I mean I wouldn't put it on the album if I couldn't really stand behind it, but I and also like one that would be fun to play live because you're gonna be playing it on TV and so that's another factor. And I think just like what I don't know, like I'm so indecisive too, and I usually love all the songs that end up going on the album. So a lot of the time I'll just like ask a lot of people like a survey of what do you think? What do you think? And see what everybody kind of decides. But this time it felt kind of very aligned. It's like, okay, I think it should be this, and everyone else thought it should be this, and it was like an easier choice, I guess.
When it comes to making music and writing music and trying to come up with something, for example, Stay, did you know that was going to be a hit with Zed or here, or was it just like, okay, this is it, or just as like, I don't know if that's going to do well?
Um, it depends on the song. For Here, I had no idea because I was like still in high school when we made that song. I wasn't signed yet, so I had no idea. I like had an inkling that it was like special, but I didn't know what that meant. Like I didn't know that it was going to be what it is now. With Stay, I think that was a song that was brought to me. It was like half finished. I wrote the second part, but the first verse and chorus were already written by this woman named Sarah Aarons and a couple other people as well. But Sarah was like the demo vocalist on that song. And so I when I heard it, I was like, this is a great song. And I feel like this is going to be a big song. But I didn't want to do it because Sarah Aarons' voice was so good. I was like, whoever is singing on this song should be singing it. And
Yeah.
it's going to be big. And like, if she wants to be an artist, she should sing it because she sounds great on it. And I didn't want it. I was like, I don't know if I could sing it as good as her. And she was like, I do not want to be an artist. Like, please sing on it.
Huh.
And so I finished it, and but I had a feeling that one was going to be big because it's like, I mean, you hear it, it just sounds like a song that already exists on the radio. So I had a feeling, but again, you just have no idea how big things are going to be. Even if you think they'll resonate, you don't really know how much. So
Yeah.
I certainly didn't expect like how long these songs have like lasted, which I'm super grateful for. But I think Stay, I knew a little bit more than Here.
I hate that we don't have much time
I
with you because we
know.
could keep talking with you. When you come into
No,
town,
no, I
stop
so
by
much
the studio because
Yeah.
we got Love Is Blind. I got to talk to you about Severance. Catch up on Severance. So when you come into town, we can talk about it.
Yeah, you're going to be in town on Saturday, April 19th at Uptown Theater. I believe tickets go on sale or have gone on sale. Or no, they early sale have gone on now.
Yes, today, I don't know when this will be out, but the 21st, February 21st, they will be out for sale.
That's today.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just not sure when this interview will be out. I don't
Yeah.
want to say.
So February 21st. Good job.
We are so excited for you to come into town. Hopefully we can get to the show and say hi, and we'll send you those links because Love Is Blind is the behind the scenes stuff is so good in this town.
Oh, we'll have tea for you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, please. No, I need to watch it. I'm so glad you guys do this podcast. I need to see it because I
Oh,
love
it's so good. It's so good. Hey, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it, and can't wait to see you when the warmer temps come.
Yes, yes. Thank God.
Cool.
Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you.